of the 5th of December. Any declarations of disposable pecuniary interest, please? Nope. Apologies for absence.
There are 3, Carla Beretta, Stuart Terry and Stuart Wright.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we'll move straight on to 48923, appointment of members to the GW Stanleyport Charity Board. Okay, we have 7 nominees from the council. Obviously, the conclusion was for 6. So can we have a vote for each name? Is that the right one? Sorry? Oh, is there anyone else want to stand? Put themselves forward.
Is there anyone on those 7 that doesn't want to be on that list?
I really couldn't tell you. Wouldn't seem logical if they put their name down, to be fair.
I thought on the email that went round, there was someone that was on there.
That's among the independents.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah,
But
right.
as I understand it, this is for the council.
This is for the council ones, yeah.
Yeah, right, fine.
Okay then, so due to the fact there's 7, we do by vote? Okay,
Should I read out people that
Yes,
have
please.
nominated and then we'll do by vote?
Yeah.
It's Annie Blackburn, David Blackburn, Terry Jeremy, Terry Land, Mac MacDonald, Matt Stirrup and Stuart Wright. So if we start off with Annie Blackburn.
Annie.
Yeah, sorry.
put your hands up, please.
Who's that?
You can put your hand up.
Can I vote for myself?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
No, I know, because he's voting for herself.
David Blackburn,
Thank
I'm not going
you.
to vote for it.
No, I
That would be a bit embarrassing.
Terry Jeremy,
Nick's not up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Terry Land,
Terry Land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mac MacDonald.
He's not here, that's going to cause us.
Doesn't have to be.
Okay, we've got down to Matt. We're down to Matt now. Mr. Stewart, all in favour?
And Stuart Wright.
And Stuart Wright. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members that are elected.
Yep.
So just Mac MacDonald, I think, got 1 vote. That was it. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on to the independents. There are 4, Nick Chapman, Mark Robinson, Pat Pearson, and Jane Willett. Starting with Nick Chapman, could I have some votes?
Yes.
Sorry, how many slots are there? 3.
3, and there are 4 nominations.
Not very many there then.
We don't know the person. Does anyone know?
I know it, yeah.
Yeah?
Would you vote for him?
I haven't.
We're not allowed to implement.
Oh. Okay then. I won't bother to stand up and count them.
Okay.
Mark Robinson.
Mark Robinson.
No.
That's fair. That's fair.
5, 6, 7, 8. And any abstentions on that one?
I'm going to abstain, I don't know her.
Okay.
3 on that one. 3 abstentions. Okay.
Pat Pearson.
Four, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Mike's
And-
abstaining, did you?
Yes.
Jane Willett.
Yeah. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
So Mark Robinson, Pat Pearson, and Jane Willett are appointed.
Independence. All clear as mud now? Is it involved?
People, it's hard when you don't know the people involved, to be honest.
No, that's okay. Right, thank you very much. Right, 49023, suspension of financial regulations. Suspend the council's regulations to enable the procurement of a HR specialist to undertake a performance management review to be finalised. We have to do this under the laws of Okay. Got some piece of paper now.
Yes.
I don't really understand this. Can you explain what this means to me, please?
He's ready for it.
If you don't mind, Chair.
No.
Essentially, what happens is our financial regulations were approved by council and we have to adhere to them. We had a situation where we had a procurement and there was a whole lot of different opinions as to whether we had done the procurement in terms of the financial regulations or whether we had stepped outside the financial regulations. So to resolve that particular issue, we brought it back to full council because only full council can suspend financial regulations. And it really is, the one interpretation is if you have a professional service, it's actually exempt and it's below certain thresholds, it's automatically exempt from a competitive tender process. And then the other question is it's not, because there's a lot of service providers out there. So what we have to do in terms of suspending the financial regulations, we have to set out the reason why we've suspended it, and that is on this document here. You can see it on the screen. You know, it's not a significant procurement. It's a professional. It's Beckland Council HR that we're using. The proposal is reasonable. It's been already approved by Finance and Personnel Committee, and there's capacity for the Beckland Council expert to start as soon as possible, which is what was the desire of the council.
Not going to stop the council from doing business, though.
No, not at all. And then what else the financial regulations is, we have to do a risk assessment. So what is the risk of suspending the standing order? And again, we put out 4 risks in the paper there. The work that the HR consultant is doing is set out in their proposal. The amount of the proposal is relatively low, so there's no pricing risk. You know, so as if someone's going to get extremely rich by not doing a competitive process. Beckland Council is a local government organisation, and I think one of the drivers for the Finance and Personnel Committee when doing this procurement was that they actually wanted someone who had very good local government experience to be able to address that. And the fourth one is all this process has been transparent. It's not as if it's been below the line, it actually has been above the line. So there's 2 resolutions. Sorry,
You're right.
suspend clause 15(1) of the financial regulations. And if that is done, then it's just to confirm the appointment of the HR specialist.
Yeah.
I just ask one question. What would happen if we
Well, then we'd go out to
go to
competitive.
tenders and stuff
It
like
wouldn't be a tender, we'd get 3 quotes.
that? Okay,
And we'd probably end up with the same decision anyway.
that's fair enough. Okay then, so what we require is to suspend the clause 15.1 of the financial regulations and confirm the appointment of the Breckland HR specialist is on there. Do we need proposer and seconder?
Yeah.
Yes, can proposer and seconder, please?
Proposer.
Mr. Councillor Land, seconding. Okay, you're all in favour? That's unanimous from David. Who's the president?
The proposer.
Yes, so that's. On to something quite close to my ears now. Purchase of a microphone system for meetings. To approve the purchase of a microphone system to be used at all council committee meetings held in the Guildhall Carnegie, to be funded from the office equipment reserve up to the budget amount of £7,500. We need to make a decision to amend the project's budget to enable this purchase to be made in this year. On a personal, sorry, Terry, you go first.
I was approached by a resident who often comes to town council meetings and other meetings today, who said quite bluntly they couldn't hear a thing. So I think we do need to do something.
I would agree with that. I had major issues on the last council meeting when Councillor Blackman, Annie Blackman, stood up. I really didn't hear a word she said. And I'm on the same table around the corner. I never heard, you know, so what we must have, if any decisions and things we make, the public and ourselves must be clear of what we're hearing. We can't have misunderstandings. Yeah, pick first. Yeah.
Would that include microphones for the public when they ask questions?
Yeah. Councillor Jeremy, yeah, question now.
Yeah, I think Vic's point is quite valid. We need to have a microphone set up so the public can step forward and ask questions, because I genuinely struggle to hear some of the questions, and we don't want to interpret what we're doing. As I see it, we've got a 2-month window now before the January full council meeting. So that should be sufficient time for us to have a look to see what system works. It's not only the right thing to do because, we want people to hear, they need to see and be able to hear decision making take place. But also from a sort of disability rights point of view, if you've got a hearing aid or any sort of hearing impairments, it's impossible to follow the meeting. So I don't think we've got a choice but to do this, and we should have done it a long while ago, frankly. But hopefully we can get it ready for the January full council meeting.
Is this solely for meetings or also for the events? Or is that a separate issue that we're going to cover?
That would be separate, I would think.
Separate issue, okay.
Just,
Why isn't it, if it's not for events, why isn't it for events? We have the same issue at events. So if we're investigating this, let's do it properly and once.
would we have to take that to events and committee, or can we do it? Yeah, okay.
I think just making sure that what this committee decides has a multiplier effect on other committees.
Would it, this might sound like a daft, but would it not be beyond our ken to, if when we have our meetings and to use something like this where people can see who's talking and standing up, so the people at the back.
They do it in Brecon, don't they? They do it in quite a few meetings.
They do, yeah. So we could have like a TV screen there so someone can see. Yes, Terry?
I do think events is slightly different because you're talking about a different system, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I know, yeah, I'm sorry, I understand, but we need both.
Yeah.
The light switch on at the weekend,
Yeah, I didn't hear.
most of us couldn't hear the guy that got in there to turn the lights on. Well, let's do it properly.
I'd agree. I was right behind him and I couldn't hear what he was saying.
But am I right in thinking we're only voting on the one issue here? So that could go to.
Well, I was going to say, is it not worth making the amendment to make it both? Or should it be cheaper to buy some sort of package deal that works for council meeting tables
Yes.
and then a package of external
I
stuff?
propose an amendment, if that's the way you do it.
That's not an issue.
Propose an amendment to make it for events and for council use.
Okay, do we have a seconder for that, please? Matt Stirrup. All those in, Hazel, sorry.
And if we're making that a package, is the amount we've proposed of money going to be sufficient?
That's going to be different, isn't it? Because there will be two different systems. One.
Needs a different.
Terry, it's going.
A different amount.
Hang on, Vic.
Systems are.
You actually nodded then, did it?
Yeah, I think the point I was going to make was Hazel's right that we need to put the budget up to make sure we're not, we don't want to buy an inferior system. If we're going to do it properly, we need to make sure the funds are there. So I don't have a problem with raising the budget.
We can do that, although it's on here, can we? Okay. Do we need another proposer to raise the budget as well? No? No, just put it in with the proposal, yeah? Yes, Vic, sorry.
Just following from that, the event, I've noticed, because I didn't come to the event, but I did hear, obviously through Facebook and that there was problems. I spoke to my son, he puts on an event, and he's basically said it depends on what sort of setup you're looking at. You could probably get a half decent setup for that sort of event for a couple of grand, but if you want to do the proper one, you might be looking up to £20,000. But I'm sure we don't want to go that spec because that's festival spec.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a proposer. Do we have a seconder for that?
So no, I'm going to question it. If we're not sure about what we're spending and what we're getting, I think we should defer that second part. And I want it to happen, Dave.
But we can get the people concerned can look into it and make sure it's the right thing. By all means, come back and report to us. But for heaven's sake, let's get it done before the next event is on.
Yeah, I would. Yes, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with that very strongly. I went to 2 events on Thursday, both of which had considerable problems, and it is totally embarrassing. And we're going to start losing money. People are going to start saying, well, why book there? You can't know what's been going on. I think we have probably around the table and perhaps among the current officers got the expertise. There is a former officer, Paul, I can't be saying Paul, who would probably be the most likely person if we want to do it in-house, so to speak, or semi-in-house. I think he would certainly say that the speakers need replacing, and that's quite a significant cost. So that would push it way above the 2,000, I'm afraid, Vic, if you want to get a couple of new the big speakers at the front don't come cheap.
Okay, but we can look into that in this resolution, yeah?
Can I propose a different amendment then? That we go through with this first one, the internal one, and set up a work, you know, whatever you need to find out about the outside one, because it's unclear what it's going to cost. That's the issue. No issue with getting it done. No issue at all with getting it done.
Shove it to the ministers committee or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's, by all means, let's get it done.
Yeah,
Before,
no,
before the next event.
Happy to accept.
I agree.
Yeah.
My only issue is we're voting on something that we don't really.
No, let's go with that. By all means, go with that.
Yes, fair comment. I would agree with that. Yep, no issues at all. So we'll vote on that then, yeah? Know what we're going to do.
So we.
Amendment number 3.
Yeah.
Are we just cancelling
So
amendment two?
the amendment is that we go through with the initial proposal.
Yeah.
But that we investigate the outside proposal separately, find out how much it's going to cost and then vote on that as ASAP.
Yeah, and that will come back to market.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I was going to say.
Provided David's happy with that.
Sorry?
Provided Councillor Blackbourne's happy with that.
Brian, are you happy with that, Mr. Gordon?
Just let, when it's being done, that'll be fine. Yeah, just knock mine off.
Okay.
Seconder?
Can we second it? Yeah.
I'll second it.
You're in a second. it.
Anyway, yeah.
That's an amazing conversation.
You second.
I had a question.
Sorry,
or
mate.
a comment actually, which was just that part of the problem in that other building is that we're sat around a massive table right at the far end of the room. Can we not just move closer and have a small second?
Why is the huge gap between us?
I know we don't want to be so close to some of those nutters.
Yeah, I don't want to be any closer to the audience, but I think we need to be closer to each other. I don't know why our tables are so, and
They're 50 feet apart.
they're like 2 table works.
Let's have a look into it, but that's really got that. Everybody's microphone.
Terry speaks on it.
So,
I think that's to fill the room.
okay, can we have a second for the vote, please? For the proposal?
Yeah,
Proposal.
The one to spend money on the microphone system,
Yeah,
then look at in going forward.
yeah, I'll second it.
Okay. And then can we have a vote, please? All in favour?
Fancy doing these minutes.
There we go. I'll get me repair next time. That's a lot. Yeah? That's it. Thank you very much for your attendance, and that special council meeting is now finished. As it was.